Why do most nurses prefer working in ICU instead of working on other stations? Now, the number one reason is they have higher payments in comparison to other sectors. I made my research because today is going to be the first day that I go for my practical at the ICU station in a hospital. So I wanted to see what advantages the nurses over there have over other nurses. And this is what I researched, and these are the things that I am going to be trying to see if they are real once I am there for my practicum. So number one is they say higher payment and better benefits. ICU nurses are offered higher salaries in comparison to other nurses on other stations, and also they have better bonuses and better benefits. I mean, they have better allowances for night shift, weekend, and emergency duties. That's the number one. So how am I even going to find out this? It's gonna be a challenge, but I will try to figure it out. I might as well just ask a colleague because I'm going to be there for 60 hours. That means 8 days. So I might just ask a colleague and be like, how are the payments here and on? So I'll just try to ask in a way that it will seem like I am interested in starting to work with them. So I'll just be like, how are the bonuses on the weekend and how are the salaries? They will not tell me the hour. Of course, they will not tell me the hour payment, but at least they will tell me the bonuses that they get on weekends and on holidays, So the second benefit that these nurses have that is stated is advanced skills and professional growth. ICU work requires high level of knowledge in critical care, and that's true. I've been there for one day during a hospitation day, and I kid you not, I learned a lot of things, beginning with the ventilations, intubation, and medications. But I was there for only 7 hours, and this time around I'm going to be there for longer hours. I'm going to be there for more days. So I'm excited to see what new things I'm going to be learning, and I'll come back here and I let you guys know, because I know you guys who are watching me here are people who are already in the ausbildung, or you are people who are also thinking of starting your nursing journey and you are interested in knowing which station would fit you better. So I believe this information will help you a lot. So I will come back here and I let you guys know. So the number 3 thing that they say is more structured patient ratio. Also, ICU, the nurse, in ICU, the nurse to patient ratio is usually lower, often 1-on-1 or 1-on-2, like 1 patient, 1 nurse, or 1 nurse, 2 patients. Now, on this, I have to say, when I was on a hospitation day in a hospital, I noticed that this station had only 3 patients when I came in the early morning shift, only 3 patients, and there were 3 nurses. So each nurse had 1 patient, although they had 6 beds, but not all beds were taken up, because they only have critical care patients there. So each nurse was having 1 patient, and they also had a ATEM therapist who was there, and the doctor was always there on the station. Now, the hospital that I'm going to is a different kind of hospital, and it might have different setup. Now, I'm going to be comparing, will it be the same for this hospital too, that they have only 1 patient, 1 nurse, or how many beds do they even have? And if the beds are all filled, how many patients does each nurse have to take care of? Okay. And once I'm there, I might also as well find out which kind of qualification does one need to work on an ICU station. That's something that interests me as a person who learned Altenpflegefachkraft. So I will have to ask what are the qualifications that one needs to be able to work on an ICU station. So let's go. But one main thing that I know is very important are the payments, because I know you guys would like to know how much people there earn, and also it interests me, Then there is job satisfaction. Some nurses find ICU work more satisfying because they can see the direct impact of their care, on critical ill patients. Maybe in this case, they compare it on other stations. On other stations, the patient will not heal. They have chronic diseases and will never heal. On intensive stations, the patient come with intubation. They get intubated, or they have oxygen. And once they recover, the ventilation is put away, oxygen is put away, and then a nurse can see at least the fruits of their work. They can see that at least they have healed the patient partly, So maybe that's what they mean by job satisfaction. Okay, then let's go on and see which other. I will have to also prove if that's also the case? Like, is it usually like that there is a good job satisfaction, that when a patient comes, you see them leaving the next week, or you see them leaving in 2 days? I will have to check that out. Then there is better teamwork and environment. ICU often have tight knit teams with strong collaboration between nurses, doctors, and other specialists. This can lead to a better work environment and more support during tough shifts. Now, if you are already someone who is working in a health sector, you must know that the teams are always the problem. Your work might be really smooth and all that, but if you have a problem with a team, or if your team is not working together, your work can be so hectic and you can start hating your job. So if they say here that the teams here, they have better working teams and they collaborate with each other very well on the ICU, that's already a plus point, and I can then see why many people want to work on the ICU stations. Because for me, as a Pflegefachkraft, like as a nurse, I really like enjoying my work. I wouldn't want to come with good energy and vibes at work, only a colleague to come and mess that up all for me. So if there is good collaboration with the doctors and nurses, that's a go for me. And so I will have to also prove that in this coming week. So if you are someone who has been questioning yourself, is ICU nursing something for me? I think this video is gonna be helpful for you, because I'm going to come back here and I'll give you feedback. However, this is not going to be the end of the video. Now that we have gone through that, I just want to tell you guys that I am getting married, and I want to talk you guys through the process of getting married here in Germany. So me, as a foreigner getting married here in Germany, I need a lot of documents, starting with my identity proof. They need original birth certificate. They need a lot of things. And once you hand in the things that they need from you from the Standesamt, they will go back to your home country and prove your identity, which they did with me. And that lasted 1.5 years. So if you are someone outside there and you're wanting to get married, and you are here in Germany and you want to do a Standesamt Hochzeit, I say you should start now. Like, if you are planning to get married next year, you should start doing your documents, paperwork, and all the stuff right now, because the process is not so easy. The process is easy because you just hand in the things, but they take so long. Like, the offices here, they work so slowly. So recently I got my, the Verpflichtungserklärung, because I have to invite my father and my brother on my wedding day. And for this Verpflichtungserklärung, it's like the invitation, inviting them here. And I had to state that they're going to be staying with me, and I'm going to be taking care of all the costs that they will need. On top of the Verpflichtungserklärung, they wanted me to give to make a health insurance for them, which costed not so much. For each person I paid 70 euros, and I did it here. Like, I went online and I did a foreign visitor health insurance, medical insurance, and it didn't cost so much. And the Verpflichtungserklärung costed 24 euros. I just went online and I filled in the information they wanted, and then they made me an appointment where I went and I just picked it up. I signed it and I picked it up. So on top of that, they want an original invitation letter from me, and the invitation would look like this. I'm not going to show you guys exactly the information because it has information of my parents, but it would look like that. I typed it and they want it in original, so I had to sign on it. Now I want to show you guys how the Verpflichtungserklärung would look like. And I have them, but I'm not going to show you guys like exactly, but I just want to show you what I'm talking about, just in case someone is interested in inviting their parents also for graduation, or maybe seeing their Enkelkinder, like grandchildren. I think you are supposed to also fill in this Verpflichtungserklärung. The Verpflichtungserklärung shows that they will ask you for your Lohnabrechnung, like your salary pages for the last 3 months. And then they will ask you what kind of job are you doing. They will ask you which nationality you are. Now, for my case, I'm still Ugandan, but that doesn't play a role. The one thing that plays a role is your earnings, and also, your earnings. That's it. 3 months salary pages, you need to hand them in. I got it from the Ausländerbehörde, like those are the migration officers. And what else? I had to make photos of my Lohnabrechnungen online. When I was applying for it, I made photos of my Lohnabrechnung for the last 3 months and I sent it to them. And then also, actually, they did not ask me about the accommodation. They didn't ask me the size of my house because I said they will be living with me. So I think that's something that I will have to send them, to send my brother and my father, like a photo of that piece of page. And then we shall see. Maybe they will need them. Maybe they will need that proof, or they might not need it. I don't know. Kevin, I wanted to ask you, wo wir diese Verpflichtungserklärung gemacht haben, ja? Haben wir auch ein Foto von unserer Wohnung? Nee. So no. Wohnungsnachweis? Nein. Nee, ja? Brauchen wir nicht. Okay. So we didn't need it. That's the end of this video, and I would say if you have any questions, comment them down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.